Hello, hello, cosmic souls. Welcome to Being Human, episode number 2. My name is Cyrena, and this is where I share a little bit about my own stories, my own experiences. Um, just kind of the different ways to help us really learn to be human, learn to embrace it, move through some of the tough things, and see what magic can be really woven. So we forget that a lot of the times as we live this life. Okay, I always like to start with a little grounding, visual meditation, whatever you want to call it, just to get us really in this moment, grounded here, more in the present before I go into what I want to share today. So you can go ahead and close your eyes. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in and out together. So take a nice deep breath in and out. Another nice deep breath in and out. And one more nice deep breath in and letting everything out. And then just coming to your nice natural rhythm of breath. The gentle in and out. Noticing where your thoughts are. And just letting them float through with no judgment. Bring your awareness to the body, starting from the top of your head, down to the tips of your toes. Noticing if there's any tension anywhere, tightness, soreness, especially in the areas of our jaw, our neck, the back, the legs. Just breathing into these spaces. If there's any tension, just letting it melt away. Letting it go in this moment. Letting your body relax. Now, I want you to visualize your beautiful energy that completely surrounds your body and is within you. Seeing it in whatever color comes to mind first. And I want you to visualize sending your energy down through the ground beneath you, into the earth. And as you send your energy down, I want you to visualize a golden light coming up from the earth. This earth's energy is going to meet with yours, intertwined together. You're going to send them further into the core, allowing yourself to be anchored into the earth's energy together, feeling more grounded, centered, and stable. Bring your awareness back to your body, visualizing your energy again, and this time sending it out into the stars. And as you send your energy out, I want you to visualize a white light coming down from source, meeting yours and intertwining together. And then sending this energy further out into the cosmos. Opening yourself up to this connection of source, but the connection within, the connection to your higher self for the highest good of all. Just feeling its loving, healing energy move through you as you're connected to source above and earth below. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And slowly, when you're ready, you may open your eyes and come back to your space. Okay. Just noticing if there's any shift in your body, if you can feel it differently from when we started. But yeah, let's get started on what wants to be shared today. We're gonna go a little bit deeper. Again, a lot of what I end up sharing in these is stuff that I'm going through. It's my own experiences, my own stories that I learn a lot from. And I know that we're not alone in this. And that's why I share these. It might not resonate with everybody. And I say, if it doesn't, that's okay, leave it. But for the ones that maybe do feel like you're going through similar things, that is my hope with this, is so you know that like it's part of this journey and you're not alone. I want to today touch on the old stories that we keep lugging around. I clung on to the story of that I was weak, small, not seen, not heard. It's better to hide than put yourself out there. And below it all, in the depths of it, there was this fear of rejection. That's really at the core of what was holding this here. And it took a lot. Like, this is a journey that we do. We get little nuggets here and there, and we peel back more and more layers until we can see, okay, what is the core of this wound? What is the core of this old story that I've told myself over and over again? So when you can sit with it and figure it out, you know, it's awareness. Awareness of it is key. That is what helps start to shift things. And what I noticed with this old story was that it actually came from my dad. So growing up, I had a dad that had a lot of his own shit. Didn't have a great childhood. I don't even think I know the full truth of it, to be completely honest. But there's a lot of darkness there. And in doing some more healing on myself and healing, you know, childhood things of dealing with that, I actually came to this epiphany, if you will, that my dad probably had a lot of the same story, this fear of rejection, because he definitely was a type that did not want to be seen for what was really underneath the surface. There was a lot growing up of, you know, put on that mask in front of people so they don't really know what's going on, shoving things under the rug, not really dealing with things. And yeah, like when you look at it, and again, like, this isn't coming straight from him. This is me picking up on things myself, sitting with it. But it's like you can almost see that there is this underlying fear of rejection there too. And I had this moment where I just realized this old story that I have literally lived with my whole life isn't even my story to carry. And the word that I was given as I was sitting with this was that it was like that story got imprinted on me growing up, because that was the story he was living with. So it imprinted on me, which then made me feel like it was my own and that I had to carry it and deal with it and live it. And it was totally this moment of like, holy shit, like this isn't even mine. Like it became mine. I did, eventually took ownership of it without even knowing. But really, truly, if you look at it, it wasn't really even mine to begin with. Now, we hear a lot about breaking the cycle, right? And, um, you know, us doing the work so we can be better as we move forward in life. And if we have kids, then it reflects better on them, and so that they have a different story than the one we had. And this is totally what I think it is about, like realizing that these stories we carry aren't really even ours. Like they're coming from, our parents, and those stories are probably coming from their parents before. And it just keeps getting dragged through, dragged through, dragged through, until we're brave enough and have that courage to start looking deeper at these parts of ourselves that we maybe see as dark parts, and finding the truth. Finding the truth that these stories do not define us. They are not who we are. They do not have to control us. We do not have to keep carrying these stories. And it was funny because even after I came to this realization, I actually went to a women's retreat the next day, like after this whole thing came about. And there was a question at the beginning, when we were sharing who we were and what our name was. And we were asked to share if there was something that was maybe keeping us from wanting to be there that day. After everything I did and realized what comes out of my mouth, that I don't like to be seen and judged and rejected. And so, I don't like putting myself out there at these things. Then you go through the day, and I was actually in a very different energetic space. I felt the most comfortable in my own skin that I ever have in a long time. And at the end of the day, I literally was just like, oh my God, like, almost felt a little stupid. And whatever, no judgment on myself, but for saying that was my story again. But it all happens the way it needs to. And that's what needed to happen for me to actually be able to look and say, oh my God, like that's not my story. No, I'm not owning that story anymore. I'm not dragging that story around. And if I really think about it, that story started dissolving a while ago. But I just kept pulling it along, like, because these stories sometimes are all that we know of ourselves. And it's okay. It's okay. Again, it's part of being human. But the key is, again, to have the courage to look at things differently and to not be afraid to change and do the work. Do the work to admit parts of ourselves that maybe we're not super loving about. And know that it is okay. It's okay to change and be like, yeah, that's not me anymore. So now moving forward, I'm not going to walk into a room and instantly feel like I need to shrink myself. I'm going to go. I'm just going to be me. And if rejection comes along with it, it's knowing that that's not on me. So, yeah. So it's a deep one. It's one that it takes a lot to see those old stories and be able to take a step back and almost step into that higher frequency, that higher self part of us, to be able to look and see the connections of where it's not us, where it's come from, how it's wiggled its way to us and latched on and tried to become our story. But it's not. It's not our story. We get to create our stories. So if there's a story that you keep replaying that you don't fucking like, change it. Because you can. It's just recognizing it. And again, like I said, I seen what it was, the truth behind it. I seen it. And I still tried to cling on to that story the next day. So again, it's a process. Don't judge yourself with it either. Sometimes it takes a few moments of us to really change it. But again, that awareness is the first step. That is the key to start shifting things within us. And then once you come out of it, it's important to make sure you can look back on yourself and not judge yourself for holding on to that story for as long as you did. We do the best we can in the moments. And if we're not ready to see the truth, if we're not ready to step into it fully to change it, then it's not going to click, and it's not going, that truth isn't going to come up yet to change it. We need to be in the proper place. This journey, our guides, our higher self wants us to be as best as we can, but they're also not going to shove things down our throat if we're not ready for it. So don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. If it's something that you feel like you've been struggling with for a long time, it's still not clicking. Or if it does click and you can kind of shift out of it, don't look back and be like, oh my God, why did it take me so long? Like, it shouldn't have took so long for me to see that. No. It was the way it was. Guess what? What's important is right now and how we're going to move forward with it. So just keep that in mind. I do want to do a little bit of a visual. Yeah, and then of course, when we're in it, I will do a light language codes and activations to really kind of open things up. Yeah, sorry. I'm just getting visuals of what wants to happen here. So yeah, okay. Go ahead, get comfortable. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Finding your natural rhythm of your breath. Letting your breath be the anchor in this moment. As we take a little journey within. Just sitting with our breath, feeling into the body. As we allow ourselves to be here in this moment, we're going to drop into the heart space. So I want you to see a green light shining out from your heart space. And this green light is going to create an orb of light in front of you. And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, this green orb of light. And I want you to see yourself step into this green orb of light. Seeing yourself step into the energy of your heart space. Letting it hold you. And as you step into your heart space, I want you to think of an old story or a story that you have held on to and have told yourself for a long time. A story that you don't like, that you keep telling yourself. Think of this story. And I want you, if you can, to think back, visualize in this safe heart space, maybe the moment that you felt this story began. Just giving yourself a moment to feel into that story, seeing it, when it started, the feelings it brought up, and why that certain thing is what created this story that you have been holding on to. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Just sitting with that story. Lani niaskoduto toliata nishkaditi liatuto lianiaskara niati liata toliata nikariato toshaniti hlatani alotat kariata nishtutu. And now with this story, I want you, as you visualized the moment that you feel it started, to see who's around you when this story started. And can you look at that person? And can you maybe see this little thread of the same story in them? Is it something that maybe they are living as well, a story they have told themselves? Can you see the thread, the connection? Now, as you're sitting here visualizing this, I want you to start to feel yourself in your heart space. I want you to feel it pulsing. And with each pulse, I want you to feel your own love. Sending your love to this story. And as your heart space pulses, I want you to see yourself sending this love through that connection to this other person. Healing it. And as you're sitting with that, I'm going to share some more light language that's just wanting to amplify this healing for yourself, for this connection, for this thread, for this person or thing that it has come from, this story. Nikli ni hotta ni skaliata ni kri ni alasani tutulieta kala shanatana nikri 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 likotoniata sanatini liatokola tata nakolia tata lieta shnikri sanani luota kata liakola tata liakola tata nikadiat tokadiatani ni kriato koro kotani ni kuriatata ni atosone shuniatada ni shuniato nanatata ni karadiato ni kanianiato ni krasana ni kriasana ni kriasana. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Just feeling into the story and asking yourself if you're ready to change it. Are you ready to rewrite it? Do you still belong? Do you still think this story belongs to you? Or do you want to change it? Take another nice deep breath in and out. And just seeing yourself come out of your heart space. Seeing the green orb in front of you start to shrink. Now it's just a ball of green light in front of you. And I want you to reach out, grab that green ball, and bring it into your heart space. And placing your hands on your heart. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. And slowly, when you're ready, you may open your eyes and come back to your space. Okay, welcome back. Just taking a moment to notice how you feel. I should tell people to bring journals. If there's anything you'd like to write, jot it down. Anything that stuck out. What I thought was really interesting about that guided visual is it's like they wanted you to see the truth if you were open to it, but then giving you that option at the end of, are you ready to rewrite this story? Are you going to allow yourself to open up to the truth? Are you still going to think that story belongs to you? Or are you going to go a different direction? So the ball is in your court still. You don't have to, you don't want to. You don't have to if you feel like you're not ready. It was just opening the invitation up for you to maybe start to question things, maybe start to see things a little bit differently. Now it's up to you if you want to continue peeling back some more layers, continue going in a bit deeper, and finally letting go of a story that may not even be yours and being able to create a new one. So, yeah. I'm going to do 2 cards today, just 2. I'm using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. So 2 cards, intuitively picking card 1 or card 2. Just asking for extra messages, wants to be shared in regards to what we spoke about. Oh, there they are, 1, 2, right there. Okay. Card number 1, card number 2. Intuitively pick 1, 2. If you pick card number 1, oh, this card is soulmates. And it's really interesting because at first you're probably like, what does that mean in regards to what we did? But what I see in this card is like you embracing yourself in that heart space, right? Like the penguins are cuddled in, and you know, penguins mate for life too. So like, who's with us all the time? Who's always got our back? We do. So, and like the fact too that like he's got a key and there's a little like keyhole on the heart. Like, we hold the key to everything. We just have to be willing to open it up. Again, there's that invitation, the invitation to open up, to see things differently. So this card is not necessarily so much on the soulmate word, but what's in the card. And I love it too because there is a face in the clouds up here, super subtle. And like, that's almost like our higher self, the divine source, you know, looking down, wanting us to look at these parts of ourselves. They're always subtly guiding us, right? So yeah, that's a really cool card. I was going to read what the book said, but I'm not going to because yeah, like that picture that says it all, of what wanted to come through is it's more of a self-love piece, doing the work on ourselves, because we're there for us all the time. We're not going anywhere. So take that key and don't be afraid to unlock it and start to learn more of what's within. Okay, card number 2, blessed. So I'm just going to sit with this one for a second and see if there's a meaning in the image that wants to come out, or if they want me to read the book. I feel like I'm going to read the book on this one. But it's interesting because, of course, like the word blessed, like it's to remember that this journey is a blessing. And I know sometimes this journey of being human can be really fucking hard. And it can seem like a lot of things don't make sense. But again, it's like the blessing of remembering of what's within, and that we just need to tap into it, and we literally have all the answers within. Yeah, I just want to see. It says in here the essential meaning is something wonderful that is unexpected, and grace that is an unforeseen gift from Spirit. So again, when we give ourselves this time to do the work, to look deeper within, it is an unexpected gift that we give to ourselves. And yeah, just knowing like, yes, there are hard times. Okay. Yes, there are hard times in life that aren't going to make sense, but there's going to be these really beautiful things that connect for us that are those little blessings. And it's funny because like there's this like little dripping of stars off here. It's really, yeah, like this little line, this drip. And that's what I see is like these little drippings of connections that help us get to these moments to see the truth and to be able to shift things. They're these little tiny blessings that we sometimes miss a lot. But if you can start tuning in and start paying attention, it's amazing at how much the universe is actually gifting us to guide us to have this insight. So, yeah, interesting. I hope those make sense. Beautiful. Yeah. So that is what wanted to be shared today. There's a lot shifting and changing for us, and we're almost on the fast track is what's going in, to really do this work. And our higher self, our guides, spirit, divine source, it doesn't want us holding ourselves back by dragging these stories that they just don't belong anymore. Again, have that courage to step into it, look at it a different way, and change your story, change your course, change your path for the better. Yeah. Okay, beautiful souls. As always, you can go ahead and if you liked this, you can go ahead and like it. If you want to subscribe, these will be put out every Friday. So if you want to make it kind of a sacred ritual, make your space nice, sit down, have a nice drink with you. And yeah. And if you ever have more questions or want to reach out or share anything, find me on social media, Serious Vibes. It should all be linked into my YouTube. Maybe I'll share links in the comments too. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. And just keeping this in mind as you move through the week, the weekend, the week, the days, if you're noticing those old stories popping back up. So they might start popping up more to really get you to look at it. So be gentle with yourself. And just know that it's okay. It's part of the journey. So, okay, loves. Maybe just taking a moment, close your eyes. You can place a hand on your heart if you'd like. And taking a nice deep breath in and out as we close out the space. And just taking a moment to thank yourself for doing this for you and taking a moment for you. Okay. Sending you guys so much love and light, thinking of you all, and I will see you next week. Bye.